Hello, we're back. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are ready. We got some great news that I know you guys can use. And no, do not use my quote again, Wanda, because I heard you do that. Miss, she's stealing everyone's stuff. How, per tale? When you're over here listening to my videos and using my quotes, like, girl, news you can use. Everybody know I say that. So let's not do that. But let's get into my show because we have one and we have great tea and we have receipts to attach with it as well. All right, let's get into the things of the things. How y'all doing? 76 watching me. I hope you guys please hit the like button because baby, the tea that we're going to spill in this video is child. All right. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged, all right, and is used for fair use and the good old entertainment. All right. Hello to everyone. If I didn't speak to you individually, Moz, thank you guys for being here. All right, to hold it down. Content creators, if you're here as well, everyone in the bushes, we have 90 here watching me now. I know more will come because of the thumbnail. Yeah, they'll be here. Yes. All right. So let's get into our show. I say my good tea till the end. So please put your seatbelts on and let's, as Melody said, honey, in the last video, right on down there, girl. All right, let's get into it. I don't know why I'm feeling so petty today. And I woke up this morning and prayed and everything. All right. And had good vibes and all of it. Got up and cooked my dinner. All of that, honey, ate good. And I'm feeling good. All right. But I don't know, child. Satan just said, Cameron, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I listen to Satan sometimes. But today, I don't know. I think he won a little bit. So we got some things to explore. And we're going to get into that. But let's go. Let's get into it. Of course, everything said is alleged. And in my opinion, as we said before, let's go. According to No Chaser, you guys know that the reunion, all right, Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion is coming up soon. They've still not given a date. They did just wrap up filming, so we do know that. So it means that they will not be too long in terms of announcing the date. I told you guys the other day, they're already talking about where the seating was. I said in a couple of days, they're probably going to do the seating. Boom, they put the seating chart out there. We see it here on my screen right now. But the girls from the Real Housewives of Atlanta did speak out. Andy Cohen did a video as well, said that like this is by far one of the best reunions that he's ever had. Like the girls really showed out. So now I can't wait to watch it. But a few of the castmates, they have spoken up as well in terms of what was going on at the reunion and how well it went. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, No Chaser TV, thank you. All right, first person, which is the star of the show right now, even though she didn't give shit this season, Real Housewives of Atlanta, hashtag Real Housewives of Atlanta. Portia Williams says that season 17 is a wrap, baby. This reunion is one for the books. We're back. Okay, she do a little thing like that. All right, and she says honey tea. So she put the little, cartwheel, fire, tea, all of that. All right, so sounds like the girls act up a little bit. Kelly, who absolutely gave nothing and doesn't pay her employees. Did I mean to say that? Says they paint whatever picture of me and hang it up. Well, I don't think we'll be able to hang it in your restaurant because it got shut down. Was that messy? Moving on. Pinky Cole says, my brain is exhausted. Y'all know you arguing with bitches, child. You're going to be exhausted from going back and forth with people. So, yes, child. She put her laughing emoji. She said her brain is exhausted, and I'm pretty sure it was. Because I know they ate her ass up this season from all of her bankruptcy issues and all the stuff that she had going on. I'm pretty sure she got ate up. All right. Okay, Michelle says, my first season on Real Housewives of Atlanta is complete, and you'll probably be your last. Season 17, ladies, did our thing. Our would mean that you participated, and you did not, girl. All you did was cry and lie. But Peaches, she put her peaches up, okay? So I guess, okay, you disappointed me, and that was on Twitter. All right, moving on. Phaedra says, finally home. Y'all are going to love this reunion. Lots of bombshells, too much screaming for me. And yes, we have another new songstress in the group. Girl, who could it be? Who could be the new songstress? Okay. We know it's K. Michelle. We know it's Drew Sidora. We know Shamia sings. Portia only had like one song, okay, Flatline, and it Flatline. It did just that. All right. Who else could it be? That's 4 people that sing right there. Who else could be singing, child? I don't know. But I guess we have to wait to the reunion to see. All right. Cynthia Bailey says the peaches didn't come to play, child. Okay, the reunion was lit. Surprise after surprise, child. Okay, surprise. So she put the fire emojis, hashtag the peach life. So it gives that the girls really showed out and did their thing. Here's the seating chart here. Angela Oakley said a time was had. So it looks like all the girls had a blast at the reunion. Again, we will have to wait until they give us the date in terms of when it will drop. And I'm looking, child, I'm watching. I am like this, child, on the internet trying to see. But that's what the girls had to say. And Andy also co-signed that the reunion was like one for the books. So shout out to them for that. Moving on. Krishan Rock, child. Krishan Rock is in our news today because she, child, has I don't know why she had Junior in the hot tub. That's probably not the greatest place for him to be. The way she was dunking him in the water like really made me very nervous. And I feel like she had him under there too long. I feel like Junior might have swallowed a lot of water in this video. All right, CPS, do your job. So let's get into it. Carlissa, honey. Carlissa, which is Blueface's mother, okay, even though she didn't do shit with him growing up. But Carlissa slammed Krishan for dunking her son in the water without getting expert medical advice first. You know, Krishan Jr. Actually has a lot of medical conditions. Children that age, especially with him being, I don't even want to diagnose him, but we know he has a lot of medical conditions. For her to be dunking him in the water like that, I don't think it's a good idea. He has to know how to hold his breath and all of that. I feel like Krishan was doing too much, and it was a little too rough, right? Let's get into it. They are in a hot tub, mind you. Let's go. Shout out to Live Bites on this. Would you like that or no? He definitely should have some floaties on or something. Like I don't agree with that. With him being, like I said, and having a lot of medical issues, I don't think that was a great idea, and probably not film it. And it's nothing wrong with putting him in a pool. All children, I'm pretty sure, it's hot outside. They love to be in the water, love to be in the pool, but he probably shouldn't be in a hot tub. And you had him underwater like quite a bit. You might have been able to breathe under there, but you got to understand he has some issues. All right, and we don't know if he consumed any of this water. Like, I don't know. I didn't have a good feeling about this. What do y'all think? I'm gonna play it again. Wait. Shit.
My grandbaby.
You like that or no? And you're not holding him, even though he's holding your neck. Suppose you would have dunked him under the water and he would have let go. Then there would have been something else that would have had him under the water longer than he should have been. Would you like that or no? Yeah, no we. So let's get into what Blueface's mother has to say.
Going underwater with all the issues that he got without even talking to a specialist or a doctor to see if that was okay. What was wrong with putting him some arm floaties on and, like the other kids, let him learn how to put his head under the water? If that was my grandbaby girl, there is absolutely no way you would have had him in no water without no motherfucking arm floaties for support. And the reason I say arm floaties, I don't give a fuck if a mother can swim or not. She could have a heart attack. She could have anything could happen to you, and you and the baby in the water with a baby that can't swim. My grandbaby going underwater, and a baby that needs some more help to learn how to do other stuff. Now I said take him and let him go swimming with some goddamn arm floaties or a device on him. Not put his head in the goddamn water and traumatize him. Y'all motherfuckers, I swear.
Until he can't see. Okay, I showed y'all the video the other day when he was like crawling around on the floor. He literally was running into the wall. Like he could not see, right? And I don't know if he's fully blind, but the video that I saw where she was on live and he was like behind her on the floor and he was like hopping around. And when he jumped like into the wall and hit his head. And she literally just sat there. She didn't get up and go check on him. I don't know if her mother instincts just haven't kicked in. And it's so crazy because he's going on 3 years old now. But I don't feel like he can see, because who just runs into the wall like that? And I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. So the fact that you just went under the water like that, like, did he see you going on? I don't know. I just don't know. It just freaked me out a little bit, just knowing that he has a lot of medical conditions, and then you were under the water for quite some time. Like maybe 5 seconds is a long time for him. Like maybe he was trying to breathe and he could have consumed some water. He could have drowned him. Like he should have had on all kids, I don't care. They should have on either orange floaties or on a like a vest if you're going to put them in the water, just in case, right? Just in case. We don't want to play around with water like that. This baby has a lot of stuff going on, but let's finish.
For the God, y'all all need help. Y'all don't even need Jesus no more. Y'all need help. Don't dunk the baby under. We don't dunk our babies under the water until they ready to put their head under the water. They'll tell you when they ready to go underwater unless you got them in some swimming lessons. And even with swimming lessons, it's a process. You put the baby in the water for the first time and then dunk them.
Yeah, that's a lot. Oof.
That means somebody needs to give you some advice. It's not that serious to go viral. Because putting a baby under the water could traumatize him from him and a baby that needs some more help to learn how to do other stuff. Now, I said take him and let him go swimming with some goddamn.
I agree with what she's saying, and I very seldom do I agree with Calissa. But in this instance, I do. Krishan, that was a lot. And I probably wouldn't have done that on live because a lot of people had things to say about Krishan. Like, girl, your mother it's like you need to do something different. Prayers up for Junior. I mean, I don't give a fuck about Krishan, but prayers up for Junior. All right, let's get into our next topic. Now, we talked about the other day. We've been talking about this Austin Metcalf situation. The brothers, the Metcalf twins. All right, y'all know Austin Metcalf was stabbed allegedly in the chest. He is no longer here. Carmelo is currently in prison right now for 35 years. He also has 6 new attorneys that's working on his appeal. A new trial is underway. We read all of that yesterday. So for those of you that did not catch my video, please catch that because I don't want to go over all of that again. But what I do want to talk about is Austin Metcalf's mother, Austin and Hunter Metcalf's mother, did a live and she had some things to say. And she mentioned something in said live that caught my attention because from what was on the said autopsy, which was said to be the first cause of death, the primary cause of death, which was drug overdose. So she mentions on here about one of her sons possibly selling drugs, which there's a connection there, right? When I hear that, I was like, oh, hold on. Let me go back because I heard that somewhere. Da, 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 da. So there it was. So I'm going to play it for you guys in a second, but let me go ahead and pull this up because there was a email that went out. I want to reiterate that. I know we already read it, but I want to read it again just to remind you guys. Shout out to the 256 watching me. All right. So as you guys can see here, this is an email that was sent out by one of the parents of, I think, one of the cheerleaders that cheered for Austin and Hunter Metcalf because they play sports, football, and I think they run track as well. All right. So, one of them did. So let's get into it. Let's read this email because it shows where they were actually bullying one of the cheerleaders who just thought that it was funny. She was just making a cutesy little joke. And Hunter Metcalf took it very seriously and said some things that he shouldn't have said. But we're going to read it. And then we're going to get into the live that the Metcalf's mother was actually on. So let's get into it. Concerns, coaches. The other cheerleaders and I have tried to make an effort to stay supportive and spirited throughout the football season. However, the disrespect we feel coming from some of the football players is making it very difficult. Today, after our game against Liberty, some of our cheerleaders in uniform went to Canes. While talking amongst ourselves about the loss, which y'all know is Austin, Hunter Metcalf stood up and yelled that my friend and fellow varsity cheerleader is a fat biatch. I don't understand what triggers his rages, but to yell this unprovoked made us all really upset and was incredibly embarrassed for my friend as everyone in Canes looked at her. All right, so for my friends and everyone in Canes, they said that they looked at her and started laughing, said that we, the Metcalfs, act out time and time again, but we trust that there is repercussions, should be or some sort of consequences so that we stay out of it. Said, but for it now to be directed towards one of the people that shows up to every game to support and cheer them on is astounding to me. After they left Canes, one of the other football players told us that Hunter said that his hands were bisexual, implying that he would not only hit guys, but also girls. She is not only embarrassed, but genuinely scared, especially after seeing the way he can act on the field, meaning they are very aggressive. Both twins were said to be very aggressive and bullies. All right, says that I'm only coming to you because I feel that you should be aware that he is acting like this in public places, which is not good for our school's representation and is discouraging us to keep cheering him on. I'm sorry for having to even come to you about this, but after tonight, it truly feels like it's getting out of hand. I recognize that he may be upset that we lost, but there is no justification for the way he treated my friend tonight. I would also appreciate my name to stay confidential, as I fear what they would do if they knew. Fear, underline, fear, underline. Okay, thank you. So this is one of the parents of one of the cheerleaders who cheers for Hunter and Austin Metcalf's team, who was attacked and bullied and threatened by Hunter Metcalf. Okay, by Hunter Metcalf. This was after the incident with Austin, where he was starved and unalived. Okay, so now the brother Hunter, he's out here doing the same fucking thing. All right, he ain't learned nothing of his brother's unaliving and how he's no longer here. So he is continuing on this aggressive behavior. All right, so let's continue on, because I want to show you guys and let you guys hear. Shout out to the Public Opinion Court for sharing this. I'm going to share as well. Fair use. Fair use. Okay, shout out to the 301 watching. All right, so it says that Megan and the Metcalfians crew confirms the twins are bullying behavior, or confirms the twins bullying behavior. So let's go ahead and get into this. Megan Metcalf, which is the mother. All right, so listen, we're going to listen very closely in terms of what the mother says. Let's get into it.
In prison with a lot of money on your books.
Keep that a secret, sassy.
All right, so notice when this avatar here lights up, this is where Megan Metcalf, which is the Metcalf's mother, is speaking. Okay, so when you see the blue thing go here, that's Megan Metcalf speaking. Okay, let's go.
A lot of these women that are up here saying your boys did these things, their sons are incarcerated right now.
Oh,
Big facts.
well, the incident was that we had played Frisco Liberty that night and lost, and we should have beat them because they hadn't won a game in like 3 years. So, you know, the whole football team was frustrated and upset, and Austin and Hunter were physically upset even at the game. Like, they got in trouble from the coaches because, like, Austin threw his helmet. Hunter was the one that who's kind of more of like he would get more upset about things. He went back out on the field and finished the game. Austin was like, I'm done. He was just, there was like 2 minutes left. And he was just pissed. He was just in one of those moods. But after the game was over, him and Hunter and I know for sure one other kid who was an offensive lineman went to Cane's to eat. And I'm going to be honest with you, the cheerleaders, I love the girls. I wasn't a fan of the coach and all those kind of things. And I felt like our cheerleaders.
I stand corrected. So it sounds like Austin was not unalive during this time. I stand corrected. So it sounds like both of the boys were there. They did not mention that in the email. So I stand corrected as the mother is speaking. She's alluding to the fact that both Metcalf twins were there. Austin also played in the game. Towards the end of the game, he got mad because they were losing. Austin, we're talking about Austin. He decided that in the last 2 minutes he would not play. That's very poor sportsmanship. Right? Very, very poor sportsmanship. You play to the end and you support your team to the end, win, lose, or draw. You stay in the game and you play until the end. So you literally let your team down because you felt you weren't winning. Some games you're gonna win, some you're gonna lose. Let's continue.
Just
She did as a cheer coach. She's a cheer
what's
coach.
the point?
Yeah. The last thing you want to be is the popular guy in prison with a lot of money on your books.
Keep that a secret, sassy.
A
lot of these women.
They're throwing a lot of shade towards Carmelo. The last thing you want to be is a popular guy in prison with a lot of money on your books, is what someone said.
That are up here saying your boys did these things, their sons are incarcerated right now.
Oh,
Big facts.
well, the incident was that we had played Frisco Liberty that night and lost, and we should have beat them because they hadn't won. They were just like, what's the point? This is, our team's trash, this kind of thing. And the girls apparently were talking about the game and making comments about how crappy our team was. And Hunter, more than likely said something nasty to one of them because that's how he approaches things. And Austin just went over and was like, man, I don't understand why you guys got to be like that. Like, we're upset that we lost, and this is how you're not going to support us. So there was not like a physical altercation. It was more of verbal of like, you guys are assholes for not, you're supposed to be Frisco Memorial supporters and you're acting like we're shit. Mm-hmm. And you're cheerleaders on top of that. So fast forward to the email that was sent. From what I understand, the coach had talked to Austin and Hunter about just what happened on the field the night before. And then the coach had sent the email, and Coach Jackson, who was our head football coach, actually told them, if you have a problem, you need to go to the police because it was off campus. And there was nothing he's going to do because it was off campus. So nothing came of it other than, yes, there was a talking to, and he could have some choice words for someone who was going to be disrespecting him. I'm just going to be completely frank. That's just how he is. They were just like, what's the point? This is, our team's trash, this kind of thing. And the girls, they were identical twins, but they were two completely different type of children. And then I actually asked someone here recently, how it got leaked or whatever, how the email had gotten out to all these people or whatever. And someone had mentioned more than likely it was a mom that was just pissed off and just decided she was just going to do whatever to hurt my kids more than because she felt disrespected because maybe it was her daughter that felt disrespected. So she felt disrespected and wanted to.
Or she saw the name Metcalf in the news and she wanted some clout. There's that.
Right.
So it wasn't even a cheerleader. It was.
So the mother doesn't have a right to speak out for her daughter who was harassed and bullied by two boys, one of which said that his hands are bisexual and meaning that he would put his hands on her as well. And he don't give a fuck if she's a female. The mother don't have a right to bring light to that. When your two boys have sat in the news and have lied to make it appear that they're not bullies, but then when an email is put out or sent out talking about in detail your sons on some fuck shit and out here bullying people, now all of a sudden, this is for clout, it's for clout. Now all of a sudden, I don't know how the email got out. Who cares how the email got out? It's the simple fact that there was an email that had to be sent about your boys being aggressive and threatening people. That's the same mess that happened when Austin got unalive. He was threatening somebody. So the fact that you don't see anything with that further lets me know that you condone their fucking behavior.
The mom?
Sorry.
I don't know if it was a mom that sent the email. I think it was a mom that leaked it.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe the mom and the cheerleader wrote it together, and then
definitely that's cool.
Why is that a big deal though? Like this?
Because they're trying to paint them out as bullies, and they weren't.
Imagine
Megan and Bayboy as a cheer coach, my girls would have been in more trouble because you're supposed to support your team no matter what.
And it's really laughable, but the ops have a great time with it, right? Because what else do they have on your boys? Like, what else is there?
Well, I mean, apparently Tiffany Billions said that they were in trouble for selling drugs, so there's
my god.
Well, there you go, guys.
So apparently they were saying that my sons were in trouble for selling drugs, and there's that. Why would somebody say that unless they saw it or bought some from them, right? Who's just randomly out there saying, "Oh yeah, Hunter and Austin is out here, on drugs or selling drugs." Why would drugs even be attached to your boys in the first place? They're not even supposed to be doing any drugs since they're athletes, right? They shouldn't be doing any drugs because they're athletes. So why would that even be attached to your sons at all? And the fact that you're downplaying that because your son had that found in his system, Molly's and fentanyl. So how are you justifying people saying that and then you don't think it's true when it's on the autopsy?
They were identical twins, but they were two completely different type of children. And then I actually asked someone here recently, how it got leaked or whatever, how the email had gotten out to all these people or whatever.
And he never did. He never did.
Spend some time on her tonight.
No, he's never. He never has laid it.
Get the record straight, y'all.
A lot of these women that are up here saying your boys did these things, their sons are incarcerated right now.
Oh,
big facts.
Well,
Yep.
I always wonder, just
they'll judge yours, but they won't judge their own.
But
that's
you
okay.
hear first that he never laid hands on Megan. She just said that.
Never did.
They won't even put money on their books. JoJo, come on.
The last thing you want to be is the popular guy in prison with a lot of money on your books.
Keep that a secret, Sassy. Shh. We're not supposed to say that out loud.
You guys are hilarious.
All right, so y'all heard the conversation, right? We just read the email. The mom, as you guys can see, she does not hold her sons accountable for anything. I feel like she's scared of them. I mean, especially what they did to the dad. Okay, especially what they did to the dad. I hear the mom and dad aren't even together, but they're doing this united front now that their son passed away. Y'all want to come together and act like y'all so lovey-dovey and y'all support your sons. Not saying you don't love your sons, but you damn sure don't give them any type of consequences or any type of discipline because they feel like they can go around and do what they want to do and say what they want to say to people and bully people. They don't have to touch a person to bully them. It's their words and what they say. My hands are bisexual, and that means that I'm going to hit a boy or a girl. He said, I don't give a fuck if you're a girl. You're laughing at us for losing. So yeah, I'm gonna sit out here and put my hands on you because I'm a Metcalf. The girl said they were afraid. They were in fear. And the mother is sitting here downplaying. Hey, well, he never put his hands on anybody. He threatened to do that. Hello? He threatened to do that. Your son, Austin, actually put his hands on Carmelo. Your son, Hunter Metcalf, actually said it in 2 interviews that he told Carmelo to move and he refused. And Austin went up and tried to make him move by grabbing his property and putting his hands on him first. And a fight ensued. So, hello. Anyway, shout out to public opinion, the public opinion court. All right. So that's all, child. I'm not about to sit up here and yell and carry on. Let's go ahead and show again the autopsy. So you guys know what we're talking about with that. They so full of shit. It's that mama and that daddy for me. Y'all don't give them boys no type of discipline at all. Again, shout out to Nina, the paralegal. As you guys can see here, Collin County, Office of Medical Examiner, okay? Austin Metcalf, okay, date of birth, just shows all of that. Time of death, 4:14 p.m. Cause of death, drug overdose. Primary cause of death is drug overdose. Secondary is loss of blood via stab wound. All right, as you guys can see here, Molly's and phenylene. All right, phenylene in the system. Molly's, okay, y'all hear them all the time in the rap songs. Pop the Molly, okay. Future always talk about it. That's, you know, that's a street thing. That's what they talk about. Molly. They always want to be hot. They're saying today that Austin Metcalf was starved, that he did have Molly's in his system. All right. His own brother lied and said, "Oh, I held him in my arms and he died in my arms." He did not. He died in the hospital. All right. He died in the hospital. So it's just been a lot of lies going on here. But thankfully, they have filed an appeal and they're moving forward. Okay. So as you guys can see here, primary cause of death, drug overdose. Secondary is blood loss via stab wound with Molly's and phenylene in his system. Austin Metcalf. All right. Boom. We proved that. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. So let's get into the things of the things. All right. Chocolate in a bottle. And notice it's not chocolate in a bottle. I shall not, girl. I shall not. All right, but let's continue. Let's get into this news, child disguise, because I'm sick of their ass. Oh my God. We know in my first earlier video, we talked about Marceau being arrested. Okay. We talked about him being arrested. For those of you that did not get to see the mugshot, we have it. Okay. We have it. Let's show that right quick. Boom. Who is that? Oh, from Love and Marriage Huntsville. That is Marceau. All right. So let's add that back to the stage. We gotta redo that. Hold on. Let's remove you. And let's put you back. All right. Can everybody see that? I'm still learning. There we go. All right. Yay. I'm still learning StreamYard, how to navigate and do everything. All right, so I'm going to play some clips. Y'all know how I like to play clips so that we can kind of put everything together. It's like a puzzle. Y'all know my commentary is like a puzzle. So y'all ride with me and follow me. Let's get into it. All right, because there's some things going on. My God. So shout out to OMFG Reality TV. This was from the most recent reunion. All right, I'm going to play this clip. And this is leading up to what we're getting ready to talk about. All right, let's get into it. Right here, Martell gets questioned about if he ever had a side chick sign an NDA. Marceau, Maurice, and Martell get into a disagreement. I want you guys to pay very close attention to the body language of Marceau when he's asked about the NDA. Maurice as well. Y'all know he stretches eyes when he's lying. But Martell was on their ass this reunion. And let's get into it. I think Carlos should have pressed him a little bit more. But as we know, he always likes to, for some odd reason, protect the Scots, and he don't push them as much as he pushed everyone else. Had this been Andy Cohen, we would have got the truth, right? Because Andy don't fucking play that. But let's get into the reunion.
Let's get into the cheating allegations, okay? So, Martell, have you ever had a side chick sign an NDA?
No.
No.
I never had anyone sign anything.
Do you buy that, Marceau?
The thing about is this. Maurice is an attorney. I'm intelligent. and that
which don't mean a thing.
That sounds
don't mean nothing at all.
That sounds like something an idiot would say. Because you can't get someone to sign an NDA for indiscretions. Like that kind of stuff is myth.
You believe that if you and Maurice get women to sign NDAs, are you saying
y'all know by now? Because they would have came forward.
And you're saying because we know that unfortunately, you know, Chris and Martell had infidelities in their marriage, that clearly it didn't work for them.
I'm saying because Chris had infidelities and Martell is stupid. And only stupid people get
Martell like that.
People to sign NDAs.
Okay.
This is the thing about pieces of paper
they're only as good as the people that are signing them. So if you think for 1 second that we'd have someone sign an NDA, it's stupid. Those damn scouts, boy.
This guy goes on and gets caught and says, I'm transparent.
Destiny said in her interview with DJ Richie Sky that the Scott brothers are very, very manipulative, that they have a way with their words and they think that they're smarter than everyone else. And we see that happening right here, right now. They're asking you a direct question. Marcel is going to always go around the mulberry bush to give you a simple yes or no, right? He asked you, was there any NDA signed or any women out here signing NDAs? You could have said yes or no, but you got to give, the long way around to deflect and to avoid just giving a direct answer, yes or no. So let's continue, because NDAs are a real thing. People do sign them. Celebrities make you sign them all the time. If you're working in their home, if you're around them, if you, any capacity, if you're around them for whatever reason, they don't want their personal or private business to get out there. So you are made to sign an NDA. It's no different than celebrity men who date women, like Chris Brown. If he's dating a girl, I'm pretty sure he's going to make her, especially if you're coming into his private circle, he's going to make you sign an NDA so you're not able to speak about whatever interaction that you had with him. So that's not an uncommon thing. And Maurice, you being an attorney that we've never seen you try a case, you should know that. You should know what an NDA is, non-disclosure agreement. That's what NDA means, right? But let's get into this.
Hey, listen, if you want to talk about any type of cheating, we can talk about Vegas. We can talk about the room.
Okay, so I want to talk about the allegation of Vegas. Was there one room where the three of you were present and there were multiple women there?
No, it was just the girl that Marcel had fly in.
Okay, so you're alleging that the two brothers had their turn at this one woman.
Well, they double teamed, yeah.
They double teamed.
And she wanted me too, but I'm like, I'm out.
Carlos, I don't even want to talk about this kind of stuff. This stuff is ridiculous.
So Carlos, it's ridiculous.
This stuff is ridiculous. Martel, can I ask you a question? Why are you so concerned about my sexual activity?
Don't ask me no question if you're not gonna be honest, because I don't want to hear this.
Be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Unless you're gonna be honest.
I'm gonna be honest.
Hold on. Is it true about you? Is it true that you had sex with the girl that I interviewed in Vegas?
No.
Okay, so don't even talk to me.
So let me ask you a
don't
question.
talk. Nope.
Is it true that you had sex with the girl?
Don't talk to me, bro.
Is it true that you had sex with the girl?
Nope. Don't talk to me.
A question with a question. My. Why is it that the Scott brothers always do that? A question with a question. You have a direct question, Marcel. Is it true that you had sex with this person? Shan has already said that you did. She already said, and we played it in the other video, that you owed her $200 to $300 and something. And when she threatened to tell Tisha, you threatened her life, according to her. So now you're sitting here because your wife is sitting beside you. We didn't expect you to come out and say, oh, yeah, I was balls deep in bitches in Las Vegas. We didn't expect you to say that. But the fact that Marcel said, don't even talk to me if you're not going to tell the truth, and then you flip it on him and try to make it seem and appear that he was in the room like with you guys. We already know Martel was there spending money he shouldn't have been spending, that he should have been sending to his damn ex-wife for his children. Martel likes to gamble. He has a gambling problem. Now, do I believe that he probably had some sexual activities while he was there? It's possible. It's possible. But let's continue.
This is getting
juicy. We'll accept.
No.
Is it true that you had sex with the girl?
Don't talk to me, bro. You run your mouth
like
a little woman.
My family's intact.
You run your mouth like a little bitch.
I told you.
You run your mouth like a little bitch, right?
Guys, one at a
You
time.
keep believing that.
I would like to talk to Chris and Nell. Chris and Nell, do you think Martel's lying?
No, I don't think he's lying.
You don't think?
Boom. That's all we need. Chris said, no, I don't think he's lying. Y'all remember Marceau got upset with Chris whenever that whole incident where Marceau's back was alleged to have been out in a hotel, and we know it's him. We know them ears anyway. We know your back. But at the end of the day, I'll say allegedly to be cute. Okay, so Chris, he tried to use Chris as an alibi when he was in Atlanta. And Chris, and y'all remember at Martel's wine opening or something like that, he had like some type of event. All of them were there. Marceau was running around trying to get Chris Fletcher off to himself to have a conversation with him because he knew the question was going to come up in terms of the situation between he and whoever this alleged person was in Atlanta in this hotel room. He was trying to make it seem like all the time that he was in Atlanta that he only hung out with Chris Fletcher. And Chris said, I only saw you for like an hour. I was there in Atlanta because Nell was getting some type of, I think she had like a tummy tuck and maybe a BBL or something. No, she had some body work done. so to speak. And Chris was there to be with her during that time. And he broke off, from being with Nell to go and holler at Marceau because he was said to be in Atlanta around the same time. But Chris said, give or take, he'd only seen Marceau for like an hour. But Marceau wanted Chris to say that he had been with him all day, and he refused to say that. But then Marceau got upset. So Chris was like, I'm not going to be your alibi and let you lie and use me like that, because then I got to answer to my wife to say, where the fuck you been all day? Right? Child. That's it. Boom. Nell says she believe it. All right, Nell says she believes it. All right, so let's move along. Now I really want to play this clip because we're getting into the crust of my next topic, okay? Sorry. We're moving on, y'all. We've seen this like millions of times. He's just asking, do you guys believe it? All right, we're going to move on. I don't even care about that part no more. All right, the part I really wanted y'all to see is what we saw. So let's get into this. I hope you guys can everyone see. Yeah, I see it on my screen. All right, so this part is where Tisha and Marceau are going to talk about their fallout, and then they're going to get into some situations with, like, I guess their finances or something, where Tisha kind of breaks down where she, she's very unhappy staying in the small house that they're in, and a few other things. So we're going to play just a little bit of this, and then we're going to move on into some other things. Let's go. Elementary Reality TV. Thank you.
Oh. What was happening this season where the two of you weren't as cohesive as you have been in the past? Is it the pressures with Scott Manor? You guys trying to figure out the office space? Like, did that interfere in terms of this union? I see you getting emotional right now. What's going through your mind?
I just feel like for me, as a wife and as a mother and as a person, like, I'm really trying to juggle things. I am still trying to figure out my place in the business, as well as making sure that I'm taking care of my household. So it's a lot of different hats. And even in the home that we're in, it's a small home, it's uncomfortable. So we don't have, your house is supposed to be like your heaven on earth, your place of peace. And I don't have it. So
why don't you have it? Because you guys said on the show, Tisha said in the last reunion, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Carlos pays us well. She said it on another platform. Carlos pays us well, honey. I'm this, I'm that. We are millionaires. You are talking to millionaires. But why is it that you're sitting at this reunion and you're crying and saying that you're in this small house that you're uncomfortable in? Most millionaires will move out of their house, sell that house, and upgrade into something larger, no problem. They're not sitting on shows and crying about the uncomfortability of their home and all of these things. You're trying to juggle this, and this. If you are a millionaire, love, let me say this. And I'm really not trying to be funny when I say it. Most millionaires, they do not have all of this shit on them to where they are distressed out. They delegate that to things or other people that can come in and help do that, meaning like a financial advisor, a nanny, a chef. Okay, chef. Even Melody has a chef. Okay, even Melody has a chef for her kids and for her whenever she's too busy. What else? Just someone to come in and help take the load off you if you are this overwhelmed. It's just unheard of for me to sit and watch this, and before he even asked you a question, you're emotional, which lets me know that there are some deep-rooted issues going on there that you will probably never say out loud, because I get it. It is this, fake it till you make it type thing. It's this image that has been portrayed since season 1 all the way up until now. I think that they're starting to be cracks that we're starting to see. Like, we've been talking about infidelity in the marriage. Tisha and Marceau went live on their Instagram together on the couch. You guys remember Tisha had her hair up in like this ball up here. I remember how she had her hair. And it looked like she needed her braids done again. Was that shade? Maybe. But anyway, and she said, yes, this season, guys, we are going through some things. There are some cracks. And this season we're going to be me and Marceau are actually going through marital counseling. But my thing is, why? when you guys have said that your marriage is fine, you don't have no marital issues, Marceau is not cheating. You guys have said it here at this reunion, but then you said in your Instagram, you're not going to talk about things that people hear on the Instagram, child, or on the internet, but you guys are currently in marriage counseling. There's been rumors of you guys being separated. Like, I don't know, but let's continue.
Everything is just frustrating right now in my life. So even if my office was complete, I'm like, okay, that's at least a place I can go and breathe and think and be creative. And even like in the different businesses, Marcel's pushed me out of some of the things. When it comes to scope, when it comes to Blaque, he created his team and he pushed me out. Y'all saw me. I got out the office at scope. He's like, well, you're not involved and you're not helping out. I'm like, I don't know my place. I don't know my place. Like, I don't know what you need help with. I don't know when I'm supposed to step in. So that's how I feel.
There's clearly a divide here. Marriage is supposed to be, Tisha's supposed to be the helpmeet to Marceau. Marceau is the head in the marriage and Tisha is to be the helpmeet. And if he's not allowing her to do that and he's always choosing other people and delegating other people in your spot, then there's a problem right there. And the problem with that is you guys are almost 20 years in and you have allowed this much time and he does not see you as an asset in his life anymore. Marceau is frustrated. Obviously, it's something going on for him to be arrested for this shit right here. Let's rewind to where you were in damn Walmart and cars declining and shit. And people could say all day long that was not her. I've already proved who it was. We're not even going to go back through that. But there's a lot of shit going on here. There's a lot of rumors and shit going on. There's some other shit that was brought to my attention today. I'm not ready to talk about it yet because I'm still collecting my receipts because I don't like to talk about stuff until I can actually show screen and prove that. But bottom line is there's some underlying shit going on here. And I feel like a lot of people would be a little more sympathetic if she would be transparent. And I've said this many, many times. Melody got on this show and told all of her motherfucking business. And it was so fucking embarrassed, I'm sure, to be able to say that my husband has an outside child with somebody else. And this girl is going on social media telling all my fucking business, saying you eating corn with your wife today, but you was eating my ass the other day. That has to be embarrassing for a woman who's been with her husband 12, 15 motherfucking years. And then y'all throw that in her face and laugh. But the way karma works is when you laugh at someone else's calamity, that shit comes back on you. Right? Let's not forget about, you wouldn't even be a soror. You wouldn't even be in a sorority had it not been for Melody giving you connections. You wouldn't even be on the show if she didn't speak up for you. You wouldn't even be where you are if she didn't loan her cars to you. Y'all didn't have working cars. And now that you feel like you've arrived, you guys are keeping up an appearance. People have down days and people have days when they're doing well. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody go through things where they're growing. People go through bumps and bruises in business. You should know, Tisha, you have multiple degrees according to you. So everything is not going to be 100% right now. But the fact that you were sitting on this stage and before a question could be asked to you, you ready to break down and cry, clearly shows that there's a disconnect and some cracks in the foundation. A new house is not going to make you happy. And I don't even want to say it. You were taught growing up, let me redirect my words because I know who's watching. This is in no way, shape, or form anything about bullying. And if she's watching this video, I really hope you take this to heart and not in any way, shape, or form of me trying to embarrass you. But this shit is starting to be just too fucking much. And I'm not the only one that's saying it, all right? Scroll YouTube and just type in Tisha. And there's so many other content creators that are saying the same fucking thing that I'm saying. So we're not going to play that game of, oh my God, she's just bullying her. No. This shit been going on for so fucking long. And it's so weird that you guys have been together this long and you still don't know your place in your marriage. Things do not make you happy. I mean, it kind of, being in a new house that large is going to create more bills and more stress. When them motherfucking mortgage bills keep coming in, them taxes and everything else on top of all the other shit y'all got going on, you struggling now, this shit going to be worse then. And you're trying to keep up this appearance of we've already told these people that we're millionaires. Now we got to look the part regardless. If I got to take out another 50 loans so I can look like what I've told everybody that I am, even though I'm still sad and miserable, Let's keep going.
Why have you pushed Tisha out?
Because Tisha's not dedicated for 2,080 hours a year.
Huh?
I mean, the bottom line is she wants to be a part of it, and she wants to step in and say, I'm going to drive this right here. She can do this until she's tired and then go pick up the kids and pick it up next week or pick it up next month. This is not that kind of operation. You can't just do that. People, they need decisions made. And if she has a PTA meeting that she has to get to, she says, well, I can't do this. My kids are important. I get that. And I understand that. That's why I'm doing this. And we've hired that position out. This is the core issue. She wants to create a lane for herself. And she feels that Blaque is my business. Scope is my business. Chocolate in a bottle is my business. And she wants to do her thing. It's not good enough to be Marcel's wife.
So you're living together with separate, everything is separated, it sounds like. Like that's yours and this is mine. You guys heard when they did like a walkthrough at this house that they're building, okay? Where Marcel was saying that's Tisha's wing and this is going to be my wing down here where I'm living. You guys are in this thing like you're separate. And it's going to always be an issue until you figure out your place in this man's life and vice versa. The two of y'all going to have to learn how to come together as one. You guys have not learned, y'all are married, but you've not learned how to be one. Being one is fucking hard because you have two people with two different mindsets, with two different everythings, and you got to figure out how to become this. Right? Two, becoming this. And that shit is hard. But if you have a pig-headed, strong-willed person who is not willing to let up and say, okay, I give in. Let's do this. Let's try this. Marcel is very strong-willed. And I think that Tisha kind of, gives in because she doesn't want to hear his reprimands that he give her. So she just say, okay, do whatever you want to do. And for almost 20 years, that's what's been going on. Sad.
And Tisha, it's fine to do and it's fun to do, but she lacks the motivation. And this one,
let's stop. Let's talk about motivation. Right before we get into this that I pulled up. Now, Marcel, you were arrested. Let's pull this back up. Okay. I'm getting ready to tell this in. 491 watching. Thank you. Marcel, you were arrested. Okay. I'm still working on who this person was that's directly connected to this case. You got to be patient with me because I don't like to jump the gun and just jump up here and just say something without having all of my information, but I'm working on it. And when I get that information with receipts that I can show you guys on my screen, I'll be happy to do it. But what I did do is it was pull up some things so that we can also directly connect what the law says and what it describes, what this actual what these actual charges directly connect him to, and those who may have been connected. Okay. Now we weren't there. We don't know. It didn't say in the police report. But what Alabama, because they live in Alabama, let's get into it. Alabama says, of course, he was third degree DV. Okay, is what Marcel was charged with. He was also charged with hold on. Simple assault. And there was a writ something warrant. All right. Let me pull it up because I want to make sure I say it right, child. Because everybody wants you to be politically correct with this shit. And I don't have a problem with that because I still have it. Hold on. All right. So simple assault third. Okay, simple assault third. Alias writ arrest misdemeanor. Okay. And it was something else. Hold on. Okay, and harassment. Okay, so harassment, simple assault third, alias writ of arrest misdemeanor, and there was a $600 bond that was attached to that. Okay, and you guys, it's already in the video, so if I don't share screen, please refer back to the video. So let's get into what's on my screen though. Okay, Alabama says for the charges that Marcel has upon him in this particular recent arrest, because this is his second arrest. Okay. In Alabama, let's read. In Alabama, third-degree domestic violence assault is classified as a Class A misdemeanor and involves specific actions against individuals in defined domestic relationships. Domestic means a partner, wife, girlfriend, someone who lives in your immediate house or family. Okay? That's what domestic is. Do I need to read that again? In Alabama, third-degree domestic violence assault is classified as a Class A misdemeanor and involves specific actions against individuals in defined domestic relationships. All right. Again, look up domestic. That means someone that you are dating, married to, in a relationship. Maybe y'all live together. Domestic means y'all are together in that way. So let's get into it. Definition and criteria. In Alabama, a person commits domestic violence in the third degree if they engage in certain criminal acts against a victim who is a current or former spouse, step-parent, child, stepchild, grandparent, or someone with whom they share a child. That is what Alabama, which is where he was arrested, that is what they deem as DV third degree. Now, we already know Martell has the same charge on him, and that was against Melody, okay, for the revenge peace situation, correct? I'm not saying it's Tisha. I'm saying what the law says. So everyone can get mad. Oh, she's over there saying he hit Tisha. Let's read it again. In Alabama, a person commits domestic violence in the third degree if they engage in certain criminal acts against a victim who is a current or former spouse, a parent, step-parent, child, stepchild, grandparent, or someone with whom they share a child. This also includes current household members or individuals who have had a dating relationship with the defendant. Okay. The specific actions that can lead to a charge of third degree domestic violence include, okay, assault in the third degree, menacing, reckless endangerment, criminal coercion, harassment, which is one of the charges, criminal surveillance, Martell, you know about that, harassing communications, Martell, you know about that as well, criminal trespass in the third degree, criminal mischief in the second or third degree, arson in the third degree. All right. Yeah. Harassment was definitely one of those charges. All right, legal implications and penalties. Classification: domestic violence in the third degree is classified as a Class A misdemeanor. This means it carries significant penalties, including a minimum term of imprisonment of 30 days or willful violations of protection orders during the commission of the offense. Repeat offenses: a second conviction of domestic violence in the third degree remains a Class A misdemeanor, but requires a minimum jail term of 10 days. A third or subsequent conviction elevates the charge to a Class C felony. Okay. Consequences of conviction: a conviction can lead to serious long-term consequences, including loss of firearm rights, restrictions on custody and visitation with children, difficulties of employment, and potential immigration issues for non-citizens. All right. So we don't care about this other stuff down here. We don't care about that. What I wanted to read to you guys are what Alabama's law says, who would directly be connected to said charges that Marceau was recently charged with. All right. I'll read one more time before we move on. In Alabama, third degree domestic violence charge or assault is classified as a Class A misdemeanor and involves specific actions against individuals in defined domestic relationships. The definition and criteria: in Alabama, a person commits domestic violence in the third degree if they engage in certain criminal acts against a victim who is a current or former spouse, parent, step-parent, child, stepchild, grandparent, or someone with whom they share a child. This also includes current household members or individuals who have had a dating relationship with the defendant. So someone that's very close to him that this particular charge that he received this charge from is someone who is very close to him. All right. Someone, I'm going to say it again, someone who is very close to him. Process of elimination: I don't see him hurting his children. Okay. The specific action that can lead to a charge of third degree domestic violence include, we just read those, we won't read them again. All right. So that's what the law says. We're just reading what the law says. All right. We don't know who this person is yet. But we're working on it. Okay. We're working on it. I don't want to just get up here and prematurely say something and don't have it right. Okay. That's not how we operate on here. But you guys be patient. Y'all know I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. 500. 500. Who y'all been in here today? All right. Thank you guys for joining. Maj, can you let me know how many likes we have so far? We have 500 people watching me. I do not want to spill any more of my tea without the people's hitting my like. Let me check right quick. Maj, can you give me an update? Can you give me an update, please, on my likes? Do I need to do a jam session right quick? Because I know they're lurking, honey. They see the thumbnail. They see the thumbnail and they're lurking. I'm just looking at some comments right quick till we get the update. Can I get one mod to give me an update on likes before I proceed? If I need to do a jam session, we can do so. Because we're up to over 500 right now. You guys are in the house. I got some stuff I got to talk about right quick. 187. Can we get it up to at least 200, please? Can we get the likes up to at least 200? Let me do a jam session right quick while you guys tap out and tap back in after you tap on my like button, okay? We appreciate that, okay? And we'll be right back. Okay? Thank you, guys. Okay, yeah. So yeah. All right, so let's get into jam too. Let's get back into it. All right. Thank y'all so much. 224. Thank y'all. All right. So let's get back to my show. All right. So as you guys can see on my screen, Marcel was just telling his wife at the most current reunion that Tisha is lazy. She's not dedicated. Well, can't just put it on one. We're going to have to say both. Shout out to someone who sent this to me. All right. This person just commented after Marcel's mugshot, which is all over the blogs now. It's everywhere. You can go on Jasmine Brand, the Shade Room, TMZ is everywhere. Everyone's talking about this, not just me. So I'm not going to be the only one to get cussed out this time. All right, so this person here was trying to patronize Tisha Marceau's business, Chocolate and a Bolla. And this person, once she saw Marceau's mugshot be plastered all over the place, she's been waiting on her chocolate in a Bolla for quite some time now. And she has been trying to reach out. She's been asking about her order. And she's not received anything. It sounds like Stormy a little bit, right? This is the same shit Stormy was doing. People were ordering all of this damn body butter and shit like that. And they won't get in their orders. And then when they try to reach out, no one was responding. So this is the same thing that's going on. Shout out to eBoogie828, I think it is. She says, well, let me go ahead and cancel my Blaque chocolate champagne order because it's already a month behind shipment. So a whole month. She said, with zero communication. So I know it ain't a priority now. Just tacky. So this is a very displeased consumer person who is trying to support your business, and God knows you need to support. I'm not sure why you guys aren't responding to your customers who are spending their good money, because I hear the chocolate in the bottle is not cheap. We're going to look at it here in a second. All right. Chocolate in the bottle is not cheap, you guys. And I think they have to do it online. They have to purchase it online. Most recently, I'm hearing they have to come to Blaque and get it if it's not in line, online. Okay. But yeah, this person here is not happy. She's been waiting for over a month, and she's been reaching out to whoever handles their business with this chocolate in a Bolla. And they have not received their order, and no one has responded to them of their communication about that. And I'm pretty sure they haven't received a refund either. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. Let's continue. All right. So this is something that I pulled that I was holding on to. This is directly connected to the chocolate in the bottle situation. This person here says, on the map, the business was marked as open. for business. I do not live in Alabama and drove over an hour to get to Huntsville Saturday, January 6th of 2024, just to taste and buy a couple of bottles of the chocolate in a Bolla. Now, somebody was saying, well, Carol, this was in 2024. What I'm doing is I'm connecting the dots of Marceau trying to put it all on Tisha in terms of saying she's not dedicated, she's lazy, she don't have to this. Well, you as well, because as you just said in this particular video that I just played, you said that Tisha says that Blaque is yours and Show is mine. So if you are over what is going on, if you are over whatever's going on with Blaque, with the chocolate in the bottle and all of that, why aren't you handling what needs to be handled in terms of orders and everything else is going on, right? It sounds like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as well. You guys supposed to be business people. Is this why you don't talk about the business on the show? Because of all of the negative banter that's going on? This person goes on to say that upon arrival to Blaque Cigar Lounge and around 5:30 p.m. to discover that it was completely black, dark inside of Blaque Cigar Lounge and it was closed for business. Why? 5:30. It should be up and running. Right? Said that no voicemail on their phone, no note on the door or anything. Wow. Said that the two other customers in their vehicles were outside waiting and were disappointed as well because they stated that they drove from Birmingham to celebrate a birthday. Not professional at all. Now says that I found and ordered 6 bottles of the chocolate in a bottle online from a more professional establishment. So you guys lost business from this person who probably wanted to buy 6 bottles from you at 20 something a pop. Okay. And they found it somewhere else and got it from somewhere. So you ruined that experience, right? You ruined that experience from someone who could have been a repeated customer, but because you guys don't run your business the way it should be, you lost a fan. You lost probably a fan because they probably saw you guys' business or establishment from the show. They have shown Blaque a few times on the show. This person says, will not be returning or referring any of my friends and family. All right. First impressions. This is this person's first impression of coming there, driving from far, from out of town to come there and celebrate and, give you guys some business. And wow. All right, let's continue. Now, as you guys can see, well, I stand corrected. $40, 40, not 25, but 40. So imagine the money you could have made from this person who wanted to spend all this money to buy 6 bottles of chocolate in a bottle. So for one bottle, which everything appears to be out of stock. For one bottle of the chocolate in la Bolla, okay, one bottle, $40. That better be some good ass chocolate in a bottle wine, okay? I don't want shit chocolate in no wine, and I'm not drinking that shit. My palates will not take that. Sorry, nothing against them, but I would never buy no shit like that. That's not something I would drink, okay? Just not. But what do you think? So chocolate in a bottle, one bottle, $40. If you want to buy the entire set, Black Love gift set is $99, okay? Out of stock. So, of course, they have a distributor that they purchased this from. I hear that they actually signed on to someone who actually made this wine already, and they're just kind of like what they call black marketing, white marketing this wine to where they're signing on where this was already a thing and they just kind of came on. This is not something that they created in a lab and say, oh, okay, this is something we created, chocolate in a bottle, It's kind of something that was already created and they kind of went into business with the owner, I'm hearing. But for one bottle, $40, and they appear to be out of stock. All right, so let's keep going. So now they're saying they're back in stock, but this was what? And that's where you go on to get it. So let's go up. This was as far back as September of 2025, but most recently you guys are out of stock again. So maybe they're selling, I don't know. But they really haven't promoted this from what I'm seeing since September 27th of 2025, okay, for the chocolate in a bottle. Don't seem like they've been promoting this. I'm not sure why not. But let's continue. All right, so let's get into some ratings, and let's get into some reviews, okay? Some people try to patronize Blaque. And I took the liberty of pulling some comments of what people had to say. So Marceau, you're supposed to be running Blaque. Maybe if you stay from out the back room, back there, spread eagle, as they say you were in that back room, the boom boom room, as they called it. Okay. Maybe, just maybe you can get your business up, because according to these people, a lot of them went in there and won't nobody there to greet them. But let's get into what this person says. Mr. Kenneth Bland, these are real reviews. Okay. You can go on line and they're there. Okay. As of 3 weeks ago, this person here says, nice clean spot. I'm amazed. But other than that, it's not for me. Was greeted coming in. She said that she'd be with us in a minute, but was too busy sitting on the couch laughing and joking. Is that how you run a business, when you have a person standing and waiting for a table and the waitress just go and sit down and hee ha 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 with whoever's sitting there and laughing on the couch versus seating that person, waiting on that person and doing your fucking job, right? So another bad experience for a customer who now says, this is not for me, meaning they're probably not coming back. So you're running customers off because the people that you're hiring are not doing their job. Said it took about 10 minutes before we were waited on. Music was extremely loud. Who's over the music? I don't know. It should be a pleasant atmosphere. It should be a pleasant tone. When they come in, you don't want something that's just like a club to where you can't hear the person that's beside you speaking. So they gave service 1 out of 5. Okay. Service 1 out of 5. Let's keep going. This person here, as of 8 months ago, Cheryl Smith says, to say that I was the most disappointed with this venue would be an understatement. This spot was on my radar to visit because it was highlighted on the reality show Love and Marriage Huntsville. The owner of Blaque Cigar Lounge was identified as Marceau, husband of leading actress in the in the series. All right, so on the program, the lounge appears larger, sophisticated, and well patronized. This is what they're saying. When I arrived at and around 11:30 a.m. for lunch, the only patron in the venue was me. Why is that? 11:30? Those there were employees engaged in a photo shoot of 1 or more bottles of alcohol. Wow. Who's the manager over there? Little to no attention was paid to me as I walked into the lounge, gazed the surroundings, and finally sat down. So you just sat down. No one sat you. No one, attended to you. Very unprofessional. So they over here taking selfies, and there's a whole customer waiting to be seated and waited on. It was then that a very nice young woman from behind the bar came over and brought me a menu. So the bartender now has to do the waitress's job. She offered me something to drink and informed me that no food was available at the time. Lunchtime, according to the info online. So it was supposed to be lunchtime, but there's no food available. Weird. Because the chef and cook would not be in until an hour later. So the chef and cook running late. So anybody to come in, you got to wait an hour in order to be able to order when it's already lunchtime. Yikes. Okay, because there was more. Okay, hold on. Okay, so she says, really? The lounge was in a storefront location. The buildings nearby appeared vacant. The interior was small and cumbersome. The atmosphere dark. The furniture severely oversized. And the patio seated in sections had need of cleaning and a good coat of paint. Yikes. This person says, I was done. She goes on to say, I decided that I had been underwhelmed enough and left. So this person, here's another person that tried to patronize your business. This is money walking out of the door. This person tried to patronize your business, but their first experience there appears to be the same as other patrons. This person says, I returned my glass to the bar attendant and thanked her. Confirmation says situations and places people are seldom as they appear, especially on television. So this was a dig at Tisha and Marceau, right? Again, confirmation, situations, places, people are seldom as they appear, especially on television. She says, I am no longer a viewer of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and after that visit, for a good reason. Yikes. All right. Mr. Tegan Meek says, 1 star. Absolutely worst customer service I have ever received at a cigar lounge. Music and environment was good, but our servers were more concerned with dancing in front of each other at the bar than taking drink orders or checking customers' needs. I asked if my lighter could get filled, and they said no. It wasn't until I had explained that I had already spent over $250,000 on cigars and drinks for my people that they decided to fill my lighter. So you got to spell out that you're spending all this money for you to get certain service. If you are buying cigars, shouldn't the lighter be free? Or you got to bring your own lighter. Said had to go to the bar and ask for my server for every drink refill. So you're not even running around checking on people who you're supposed to be waiting on because you're hanging out at the bar. shenanigating rather. Says, I was generally disappointed in the performances of this establishment coming from Ohio, where you cannot find a bad service at a cigar lounge. So this person's been to cigar lounge before. Probably Love and Marriage Huntsville show lured them there, being that they were in Huntsville. And again, another bad experience. They had 4 servers, only 1 was serving. So everybody else was chilling when they supposed to be working. Too bad she wasn't ours. 1 server could have taken care of the whole place. So I guess they're saying the place was so small, why they need 4 servers when 1 person was working the shit. They were working the shit out of 1 person, and she was able to keep up and handle everyone there while the others just chilled out and took selfies at the bar. It wasn't even that many people. Whoever the owner is of this establishment is probably has no idea what goes on in their lounge. Bad cigar selection. Says, one I bought was molded on the face. So we're now selling molded cigars to the customers. That's what this customer here says. Obviously, they've patronized other cigar lounges before in Ohio, according to them. But they're saying the one that they actually purchased was molded. Yikes. They did replace it, and I wouldn't have even bought it up if the service was better. 1 star is extremely accurate assessment. If it wasn't for, if it wasn't for a good layout and the DJ, they would get negative. Buyer beware. So they're telling other people, don't go here. Yikes. 3 months ago, Marius Davis only gave 2 stars, and they said this was our first and last time at Blaque. The problem arises from drink orders taking 30 minutes on average to arrive to your table. Why would a drink take 30 minutes? Why would a drink take 30 minutes to make? We just received our second drink when the management informed us that we were being kicked from our seats for a party with a last-minute reservation. So you're already there. A person come in and reserve something last minute, and the people who are already there spending money as customers are kicked out of their spot because this person may have given you more money as a reservation. Is that how business is ran? Wow. This person says we couldn't finish our drinks, and the general manager refused to acknowledge the inconvenience this caused with myself and my out-of-town guests. Again, people are coming from out of town to patronize, and this is the treatment. The place was packed, and we couldn't move to another space. We were excited to come, but left highly disappointed. Another customer, another group of people, sounds like, left because of how business was run or ran. If the reservation was in place, our party shouldn't never have been allowed to sit there before we received our first drink. I agree. You should have sat them somewhere else if you knew reservations were there, so that you don't have to move a person. Y'all know how it is when you got food, your drinks is out, you're comfortable, you're sitting there, you got all your shit out. The last thing you want to do is grab all of your stuff up to have to move somewhere else that you can't move to because the place is crowded, right? So now you got to stand up and hold your drink because someone else gave you a little bit more money than I gave you here today over a last-minute reservation. There were people there before us, but the table we were already sharing was taken away from us. Highly unprofessional service, 1 out of 5. Those are just a few that I decided to pull. But Marceau seems to think that he can place it all on one person to say, oh, it's your fault, you're lazy, you don't do this. Da, da, da. It sounds like you're not managing your business, and people are being driven away because of the people that you hired that are not running the business in the way that they're supposed to be trained to run your business. And you wonder why the money is not coming in as it should, because people are coming and trying to support, but they're not able to do so because of how you guys run your business. So maybe you want to go back and retrain your staff in terms of how to make sure that they make a welcoming or make the customers feel welcome, and how they should also be respectful to customers. You should not be making a person move because somebody make a last-minute reservation. I've never heard of nobody doing no shit like that. But these are not good, and these people are saying do not go back there. They will never come back there. And you guys are able to draw people to your business establishments because of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then they get there according to another person that said, hey, don't be fooled by the man behind the curtain of what you guys see on this TV. Once you actually get there, it's a completely different atmosphere. Okay, that's what's being said. Okay, yeah, I'm not making it up. Molded cigars, like, hello. Again, confirmation, situation, places, people are seldom as they appear, especially on television. I'm no longer a viewer, so this person don't even want to watch the show no more. And after that visit, for good reason. So yeah. That is it, and that is all for this video. I don't want to make it any longer. I appreciate you guys coming over. Please don't forget to tap on that like button and let me know what you guys think about the video. All right. Hold up. Comments. There we go. I was like, what in the world? But you guys press on that like button for me. Thank you so much to my Top Flight Mods. 529 watching. You guys are in the building. Thank y'all. Shout out again to Top Flight Mods, True TV Podcast, Rosa Ormstead, and Tiffany Thomas. Thank you to all the content creators that joined us live in the bushes as well as in the chat. Thank you so much to all my Caramellians that's here as well. Everyone in the bushes, haters, please hit the like button. You're not special as well. All right. We're going to get on out of here. Thank you guys for being here. All right. Yeah. A miss. All right. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like the video, hype up this video as well. You can check me out on every publication under Caramel Rail. I may come back later on. I'm not sure because I have a few things that I want to do. But yeah, say I'll be very upset. Yeah, me too. Yeah. But you guys keep your notifications on. If and when I go live, you guys will get that notification and you will be able to come on over. All right. Love you guys down. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Until the next video. What song I want to play? Yeah, bye.
Perfect.